1. During a pre-trip inspection, a driver notices a slight crack in the windshield in the passenger's view area. What should be the proper action based on DOT regulations? A. Ignore the crack if it doesn't affect wiper performance. B. Drive only if the crack is less than 1 inch long. C. Report the defect and have it repaired before operating. D. Continue the trip and report it at the end of the day. 2. Which of the following best demonstrates effective mentoring when training a new driver on passenger vehicle inspections? A. Quizzing the trainee with random questions. B. Giving them a checklist to follow independently. C. Modeling the inspection process and encouraging questions. D. Providing written materials without verbal instruction. 3. A trainee is uncertain how to inspect an emergency exit door. Which adult learning strategy is most effective for reinforcing this inspection step? A. Repeating instructions multiple times. B. Having the trainee perform the inspection while explaining their process aloud. C. Giving the trainee a quiz on emergency exits. D. Showing a video and requiring note-taking. 4. During an inspection, a driver finds that the fire extinguisher is missing. What regulatory guideline must the driver follow? A. Note the issue and proceed. B. Operate the vehicle but notify dispatch. C. Delay operation until the fire extinguisher is replaced. D. Use a personal fire extinguisher. 5. Which of the following reflects appropriate evaluation criteria for determining if a trainee understands exterior light inspections? A. The trainee can locate and identify all lights. B. The trainee uses technical jargon correctly. C. The trainee completes the inspection in under 5 minutes. D. The trainee recites DOT rules from memory. 6. A mentor evaluates a trainee's inspection skills using a rubric. What is the most valid method for scoring? A. Observation of checklist completion only. B. Timing each section of the inspection. C. Using behavioral anchors that describe quality of performance. D. Asking the trainee to self-score. 7. A mentor wants to reinforce proper mirror inspection. Which of the following questions best checks for trainee understanding? A. Do you know where the mirrors are? B. What would you do if a mirror is loose during inspection? C. Have you ever driven with a broken mirror? D. Can you name all types of mirrors on this bus? 8. A bus has seat belts with frayed edges. According to safety regulations, what should the driver do? A. Use the bus only for short trips. B. Report the issue and remove the bus from service until repaired. C. Continue operation and notify maintenance later. D. Replace the belts after the trip. 9. During inspection, a driver identifies a malfunctioning turn signal. What is the most regulatory compliant next step? A. Operate with hand signals. B. Report it and drive cautiously. C. Delay departure until repairs are made. D. Document it for maintenance but proceed. 10. What is the best method to teach a new hire how to identify leaks in the suspension system? A. Provide a written manual only. B. Explain during a classroom session. C. Demonstrate a live inspection and involve the trainee. D. Offer a quiz on suspension terminology. 11. A bus driver skips the undercarriage check due to time constraints. What is the most effective corrective action as a mentor? A. Reprimand and document the incident. B. Discuss the safety implications and require a repeat inspection. C. Ignore if no issues occur. D. Add extra inspections to the trainee's next shift. 12. Which of the following is considered an immediate out-of-service defect in a passenger vehicle inspection? A. Dirty mirrors. B. One missing emergency exit sign. C. Inoperative brake lights. D. A cracked side window. 13. What tool is most effective for evaluating competency during a pre-trip inspection skills assessment? A. Written test. B. Observation checklist with defined criteria. C. Peer feedback survey. D. Inspection time tracking log. 14. A driver's seat is loose and shifts during operation. According to federal inspection standards, what is required? A. Reinforce the seat with duct tape. B. Report and remove the vehicle from service. C. Use seat belts to secure the driver. D. Continue driving and notify the shop after the shift. 15. In curriculum development for inspection training, which of the following should be prioritized to align with adult learning theory? A. Rote memorization of vehicle parts. B. Passive listening to lectures. C. Active participation and problem-solving scenarios. D. Weekly quizzes. 16. Which approach ensures the highest validity when evaluating an inspector's decision-making process during a simulated bus breakdown? A. Timing their response. B. Grading their speed. C. Asking them to explain rationale for each step. D. Observing if they copy others. 17. What is the first step when inspecting a wheelchair lift in a passenger transport vehicle? A. Operate the lift without passengers. B. Check fluid levels. C. Ensure power is off. D. Inspect for missing parts and signs of wear. 18. A trainee overlooks checking the securement of the battery box during inspection. What is the most constructive feedback strategy? A. Issue a written warning. B. Ask them to read the inspection manual again. C. Demonstrate the step and have them redo it with explanation. D. Penalize their overall inspection score. 19. Which action is non-compliant with DOT passenger transport vehicle inspection standards? A. Operating with one emergency window not labeled. B. Skipping interior lighting checks. C. Driving with a low air warning light on. D. Having an outdated registration displayed. 20. Which practice best encourages a safety-first mindset during bus inspections among new hires? A. Posting penalties for non-compliance. B. Celebrating employees who complete inspections fastest. C. Highlighting real-world consequences of missed items. D. Emphasizing checklist memorization. 21. Which of the following best supports regulatory compliance when inspecting the emergency equipment of a passenger vehicle? A. Confirming the presence of a fire extinguisher only. B. Verifying that all equipment is present and securely mounted. C. Noting equipment expiration dates after the trip. D. Asking the mechanic if equipment was recently replaced. 22. What should a mentor emphasize when teaching the inspection of passenger entry doors? A. The speed at which they open. B. Their alignment and secure closure. C. The size of the window panels. D. The brand of the door manufacturer. 23. How can a trainer most effectively support the development of a trainee's inspection confidence? A. Provide praise without correction. B. Allow independent practice without feedback. C. Facilitate peer observations and guided discussions. D. Increase inspection complexity without warning. 24. When inspecting the undercarriage, what is a critical safety concern? A. Water stains on the axle. B. Oil or grease leaks near brake components. C. Paint wear on the frame. D. Dust accumulation. 25. During a mentoring session, a trainee insists that mirror checks are unnecessary since the mirrors were clean in the morning. What should the mentor do? A. Accept the explanation and move on. B. Explain the importance of mirror inspection every time and demonstrate again. C. Write the trainee up. D. Skip the mirror inspection. 26. Which of the following most effectively ensures consistency in vehicle inspection training? A. A written policy that outlines inspection procedures. B. A checklist only accessible to supervisors. C. Peer-to-peer reviews without documentation. D. Relying on verbal instructions. 27. What regulatory step must a driver take if the horn is found inoperative during the pre-trip inspection? A. Use hand signals during operation. B. Proceed with the trip and repair later. C. Report and do not operate until fixed. D. Swap buses mid-route. 28. What is the best strategy to teach visual inspection of the exhaust system? A. Memorize system components. B. Watch a 15-minute tutorial. C. Have trainees locate potential leak points on a parked vehicle. D. Read engine manuals. 29. A driver skips checking emergency reflectors. Which of the following mentor responses is most educational and compliant? A. Mark the inspection incomplete and assign retraining. B. Do nothing unless there's a breakdown. C. Tell them to check it next time. D. Ignore unless a violation occurs. 30. A student driver performs all inspection steps but rushes through the tire check. What is the most effective mentor action? A. Accept it if nothing seems wrong. B. Reinforce correct tire inspection with demonstration and hands-on recheck. C. Deduct points and continue. D. Ignore since other steps were performed. 31. How should a trainer introduce brake inspection to an adult learner with no mechanical background? A. Use technical jargon to build familiarity. B. Provide hands-on training with plain language explanation. C. Start with a textbook reading. D. Skip to system testing. 32. During a mock evaluation, the trainee forgets to inspect the fuel tank cap. What is the best next step? A. Allow it since fuel is not leaking. B. Mark them as failed. C. Discuss the oversight and reassign the task with explanation. D. Ask them to guess what they missed. 33. Which component is critical to check on ADA-compliant buses that is not on standard buses? A. Cup holder. B. Engine coolant. C. Wheelchair securement systems. D. Rearview mirror tint. 34. What is a key regulatory reason for ensuring the proper function of service brakes? A. Comfort of passengers. B. Reduction of tire wear. C. Prevention of collisions and legal liability. D. Extended vehicle mileage. 35. Which practice best demonstrates proactive mentoring for pre-trip inspections? A. Following the trainee with a checklist but saying nothing. B. Waiting until the end to give correction. C. Giving real-time feedback during the inspection. D. Letting the trainee self-correct silently. 36. A driver questions why all emergency exits must be labeled. What is the most effective instructional response? A. Because the rule says so. B. It helps rescue personnel and passengers in emergencies. C. It just looks professional. D. You only need to worry about front exits. 37. What is the required documentation for defects found during inspection according to FMCSA? A. Verbal report to supervisor. B. Written report using Daily Vehicle Inspection Report DVIR. C. Email sent to dispatch. D. Logging defects in personal notebook. 38. Which of the following most directly impacts regulatory compliance and safety in passenger vehicle inspection? A. Neatly folded first aid kit. B. Working emergency lighting. C. Clean upholstery. D. Polished hubcaps. 39. Which skill is most important for teaching a group of adult learners how to conduct inspections? A. Memorization ability. B. Lecture note-taking. C. Observation and hands-on demonstration. D. Passive listening. 40. During an evaluation, a trainee completes the inspection flawlessly but fails to document it. What's the best corrective approach? A. Congratulate the performance. B. Deduct points but say nothing. C. Remind them of documentation requirements and provide a make-up assignment. D. Retest them later. 41. How often must passenger transport vehicles undergo official inspections under federal law? A. Every 6 months. B. Annually. C. Monthly. D. Only when a problem arises. 42. A driver notices a hissing sound from the air brake system during inspection. What is the immediate action? A. Monitor it during operation. B. Continue as long as braking feels normal. C. Report the defect and delay operation. D. Spray the area with water and watch for bubbles. 43. Which of the following best facilitates understanding when mentoring trainees on complicated inspection systems? A. Avoid questions and keep it brief. B. Relate concepts to real-life situations. C. Assign reading material only. D. Use only technical terms. 44. Which of these methods best promotes reflective learning in inspection training? A. Post-inspection group discussion. B. Grading based solely on speed. C. Completing the checklist silently. D. Watching silent video demonstrations. 45. When conducting an emergency equipment inspection, what indicates full regulatory compliance? A. Emergency hatches only labeled. B. Emergency exits labeled and unobstructed, fire extinguisher secured, and reflective triangles present. C. Flashlight stored in glove compartment. D. Fire extinguisher loose but functioning. 46. Which of the following findings during an inspection would require immediate corrective action under DOT regulations? A. Faded interior seat numbers. B. A loose rearview mirror. C. Torn up upholstery on passenger seats. D. A partially open battery box door. 47. What best describes the purpose of using real-world scenarios during inspection training sessions? A. To keep the sessions entertaining. B. To meet federal training mandates. C. To increase engagement and enhance practical understanding. D. To shorten the duration of training. 48. A mentor observes that a trainee repeatedly forgets to check the alternator belt. What strategy best supports improvement? A. Allow natural consequences to teach the lesson. B. Assign a reading about the alternator system. C. Schedule focused walkthroughs and immediate feedback. D. Remove them from training. 49. When inspecting the passenger area of the bus, which condition would require documentation and repair before operation? A. Mild carpet stains. B. Dust on window sills. C. A broken seat securing bolt. D. A missing armrest. 50. Which instructional method best aligns with adult learning theory in inspection training? A. PowerPoint presentations with bullet points. B. Hands-on demonstrations followed by guided practice. C. Reading from a vehicle maintenance manual. D. Providing checklists with minimal context. 51. A driver discovers a missing emergency roof hatch label during inspection. What should they do? A. Report the issue and delay operation until corrected. B. Drive and fix it later. C. Use a marker to label it temporarily. D. Ignore it if the hatch opens. 52. What is the correct way to inspect a passenger vehicle's windshield wipers? A. Check only the motor. B. Operate the wipers, check blade condition and fluid spray. C. Wiggle them to see if they move. D. Test them only if rain is expected. 53. A training program includes a simulated inspection with planted defects. What type of evaluation method does this represent? A. Subjective assessment. B. Informal check-in. C. Performance-based assessment. D. Lecture-based evaluation. 54. When mentoring, what is the most effective way to assess a trainee's grasp of brake inspection procedures? A. Ask them to describe steps from memory. B. Observe their process while performing the task. C. Have them complete a multiple-choice test. D. Grade their effort and interest level. 55. A loose electrical connection is discovered near the battery box. What is the regulatory response? A. Tape it down and note it in the log. B. Secure the connection before operating. C. Operate if the engine still starts. D. Drive and notify maintenance after the route. 56. Which of the following best supports ongoing competency development and inspection skills? A. Annual refresher courses with written exams. B. One-time certification. C. Observation without feedback. D. Allowing trainees to learn from videos only. 57. What is the best way to assess inspection readiness before permitting a trainee to operate solo? A. Review their written test scores. B. Evaluate a full mock inspection using standardized performance criteria. C. Watch them from a distance. D. Ask other trainees for opinions. 58. During a pre-trip inspection, which tire condition is most critical to address immediately? A. Uneven wear pattern. B. Tire pressure 5 psi below standard. C. Tire with visible cords. D. Small pebble lodged in tread. 59. A driver states, "I already inspected this bus yesterday." What should a mentor do in response? A. Accept the statement and allow operation. B. Require today's inspection and explain the daily legal requirement. C. Let them skip inspection once a week. D. Perform the inspection for them. 60. What should be done if a passenger door operates sluggishly during inspection? A. Operate the bus as long as the door opens. B. Lubricate it yourself. C. Report the issue for immediate maintenance before use. D. Push it open manually during stops. 61. Which communication technique best enhances understanding when correcting an inspection error? A. Publicly point out the mistake. B. Ask leading questions to guide reflection. C. Immediately switch topics. D. Emphasize only the mistake. 62. A trainee driver has limited English proficiency. What method best supports comprehension of inspection procedures? A. Speak louder and slower. B. Use visual aids, demonstrations, and translated materials. C. Require them to write everything down. D. Give more reading homework. 63. How can inspection training be effectively evaluated across multiple trainees? A. Peer voting. B. Structured performance observation with rubrics. C. Group quiz. D. Daily attendance tracking. 64. Which of the following would most enhance retention of inspection steps among adult learners? A. Color-coded visual checklists with real images. B. Long narrative descriptions. C. Technical manuals with no examples. D. Closed book testing only. 65. Which type of mentoring feedback is most constructive during live inspections? A. You're doing it wrong. B. Let me show you how, and you try it again. C. Finish first, we'll talk later. D. You always miss this step. 66. What is a key reason for verifying all seat cushions are properly secured? A. Aesthetics. B. Passenger comfort. C. Safety during sudden stops or accidents. D. Compliance with upholstery policy. 67. A trainee forgets to check the emergency door buzzer. What is the most effective corrective method? A. Explain why the buzzer matters and retest their inspection. B. Tell them it's a minor oversight. C. Do it yourself for the trainee. D. Mark their inspection as failed. 68. Which of the following conditions during a lights check would require immediate service? A. Dim dome light. B. Slightly misaligned headlight. C. Inoperative brake light. D. Yellow tinted turn signal. 69. Which of these training strategies is most likely to build confidence in complex inspection tasks? A. Repetition of abstract concepts. B. Gradual skill building with scaffold feedback. C. Memorization of long checklists. D. Isolated written assessments. 70. How should inspection procedures be adapted for seasonal weather changes? A. No changes are necessary. B. Provide winter-specific checks like heaters and defrosters. C. Cancel inspections in rain. D. Shorten inspections to avoid cold exposure. 71. What action shows a driver is compliant with pre-trip interior inspection protocols? A. Wiping down the dashboard. B. Inspecting seat securements and ensuring aisle clearance. C. Checking the vehicle registration only. D. Listening to the radio while idling. 72. Which is a valid method to verify first aid kit readiness? A. Count only the items on top. B. Shake the box and listen for movement. C. Open the kit and check for missing or expired items. D. Ask another driver if it was inspected recently. 73. What is the first thing to inspect in the engine compartment? A. Air filter. B. Oil level and fluid leaks. C. Horn fuse. D. Battery life. 74. Why is it important to inspect mirror mounts in a passenger vehicle? A. Prevent rattling. B. Avoid legal citations. C. Ensure mirrors stay aligned and safe during transit. D. Reduce aerodynamic drag. 75. Which of these should be checked last in a full pre-trip inspection? A. Exterior lights. B. Tire pressure. C. Engine fluids. D. Emergency equipment storage. 76. A trainee asks why it's necessary to check seat backs for stability. What is the most accurate safety-based response? A. Loose seat backs are uncomfortable for passengers. B. Properly secured seat backs prevent injuries during sudden stops. C. It's part of the company policy. D. It improves fuel efficiency. 77. Which of the following indicates a successful mentoring interaction during inspection training? A. The trainee agrees with everything the mentor says. B. The trainee can independently explain and demonstrate each inspection item. C. The mentor completes the inspection while the trainee watches. D. The trainee takes notes while the mentor works. 78. During a training scenario, the mentor finds that the trainee missed 3 safety-critical defects. What should the mentor do? A. Pass the trainee anyway. B. Provide corrective feedback and require a repeat inspection. C. Report the trainee to upper management. D. Encourage the trainee to work faster. 79. What is the most effective way to train for checking the air brake warning system? A. Describe the system during a classroom lecture. B. Show a video of a brake check. C. Guide the trainee through a hands-on test using the dashboard indicators. D. Provide a list of system components to memorize. 80. A missing or damaged fire extinguisher tag is discovered during inspection. What is the required regulatory action? A. Replace the tag before vehicle operation. B. Use the extinguisher as is. C. Place the vehicle in service if the extinguisher works. D. Ask another driver if their extinguisher has a tag. 81. What aspect of mentoring inspection training contributes most to long-term retention? A. Immediate correction and explanation of mistakes. B. Passive observation. C. Fast-paced drills. D. Strict memorization with no context. 82. When should the steering components be inspected during a pre-trip? A. After driving a few miles. B. As part of the under-vehicle inspection. C. During the interior check. D. Only when a problem is suspected. 83. A mentor is training a group of new drivers with mixed experience levels. What method best supports inclusive instruction? A. Focus on advanced topics only. B. Assign the same materials regardless of experience. C. Use tiered training with differentiated activities. D. Let experienced drivers teach the session. 84. Which condition would immediately disqualify a vehicle from being used for passenger transport? A. Dusty dash vents. B. Slightly cracked mirror housing. C. Emergency exit windows that won't open. D. Torn headliner fabric. 85. What action should a mentor take if a trainee consistently omits the fluid check from inspections? A. Assign extra inspections and require verbal walkthroughs of fluid systems. B. Let them learn from future maintenance issues. C. Tell them the supervisor will find out. D. Only pointed out once. 86. What should be the final step of every vehicle inspection? A. Starting the engine. B. Completing documentation of findings and confirming resolution of defects. C. Re-inspecting tire treads. D. Calling dispatch. 87. A driver reports fogged up interior windows during pre-trip. What's the best response? A. Continue with the trip and wipe them down manually. B. Delay departure and ensure the defrost system is functioning. C. Ignore unless passengers complain. D. Lower the windows for ventilation. 88. What is one key advantage of peer mentoring in vehicle inspection training? A. Reduces the need for documentation. B. Allows faster training with fewer trainers. C. Enhances collaboration and builds accountability. D. Increases pressure to perform. 89. What should be inspected in the luggage compartment of a passenger vehicle? A. Spare parts only. B. Lighting and cleanliness. C. Secure doors, proper operation, and no leaks or obstructions. D. Passenger belongings. 90. Which of these is considered a best practice for instructors developing an inspection training curriculum? A. Center the curriculum around the inspection checklist only. B. Include regulatory standards, practical assessments, and simulation-based scenarios. C. Use only video resources. D. Skip review sessions. 91. What is the purpose of checking the DF diesel exhaust fluid level during inspection? A. It improves air conditioning. B. It is legally required for emissions compliance. C. It prevents brake wear. D. It improves GPS accuracy. 92. A trainee struggles to understand how to inspect suspension components. What is the most appropriate training modification? A. Skip this section to maintain pace. B. Require them to study independently. C. Use diagrams and hands-on practice sessions. D. Assign a group project. 93. Why is it critical to verify that all handrails inside the bus are secure? A. They improve passenger appearance. B. They prevent interior rattling. C. They support passenger stability during boarding and sudden stops. D. They help maintain temperature. 94. A driver inspects the vehicle alone and finds a defect but doesn't report it. What should a mentor emphasize? A. Reporting defects is optional unless passengers complain. B. All safety-related defects must be documented and reported immediately. C. Minor defects can be fixed later. D. Visual checks are enough for compliance. 95. What is the best evaluation tool to assess a trainee's inspection ability over time? A. A daily attendance log. B. A practical performance checklist with behaviorally anchored ratings. C. A once-a-week verbal quiz. D. A written report turned in at the end. CDL Passenger Transport Vehicle Inspection Test. The CDL Passenger Transport Vehicle Inspection Test is a specialized assessment designed to evaluate a commercial driver's ability to conduct a thorough and compliant pre-trip inspection of vehicles used to transport passengers, such as buses, motor coaches, and shuttles. This test ensures drivers can identify critical safety components, check emergency equipment, and verify systems such as brakes, steering, lighting, doors, seating, and ADA-accessible features. It emphasizes regulatory compliance, safety awareness, and vehicle readiness before operation. Mastery of this inspection process helps prevent mechanical failures, ensures passenger safety, and aligns with FMCSA and DOT standards for public and commercial transportation services. Here are the top 5 beneficial uses of the sample exam. 1. Enhances passenger safety. The test ensures drivers can identify and address mechanical issues before operating, reducing the risk of breakdowns, accidents, or emergencies that could endanger passengers. 2. Promotes regulatory compliance. It reinforces adherence to FMCSA and DOT inspection standards, helping carriers avoid legal penalties, fines, and service violations. 3. Improves driver competency. By mastering inspection procedures, drivers demonstrate professionalism, readiness, and accountability, which is essential for maintaining trust and operational integrity in passenger transport services. 4. Supports preventive maintenance. Regular, skilled inspections help identify minor issues before they escalate, reducing long-term maintenance costs and downtime. 5. Elevates training and mentoring quality. The test provides a structured framework for instructors and mentors to teach real-world inspection skills using adult learning and evaluation principles.